Welcome everyone. Welcome back. It's been it's been a minute. Um, I used to get on here during those COVID months where everybody was, at home doing nothing, and we got this little, Zoom sesh. I started to create this little space for us to be able to have our yoga sessions via Zoom, and this is what it became. And it's been a while. Obviously, COVID was what, 2, 3 years ago. Um, and life gets in the way and stuff like that. So here we are now. Um, some things have changed. I am now a 500-hour yoga teacher, which means that I just have more education on how to better structure a class more dynamically, which is what the school that I decided to take my 300-hour training with. So, shout out to Authentic Movements for making me a better teacher and for igniting that passion of always being a student. I'm back at school, USF, and I am learning environmental science so that I can get out there and change the way that we live here because things have to be changing. And one of the things that we should be doing and incorporating is mindfulness, being connected. I feel that we are always, jumping onto the next thing. And, that is cool. Obviously, like we want that in our lives, but we got to make the most of it. But we also have to be interrelated, meaning that we're all in this together. Human connection, animal connection, outside connection, air connection, water, everything is together. Everything is one as we are living. So sorry about getting all deep here, but yeah, so my 500 hour, I'm back in school studying environmental science, and yeah, we're here. We got two dogs. We got Gaga and we have Gachi. She's usually off camera. Every now and then she'll come in and like do something, but they're part of the act. And yeah, so since we're back, this is our first time here again, and I just want to make this a very easy, fun, back to basics flow. We all need that, right? Going back to where we begin to just like get get a little bit more grounded, get a little bit more deep with nature, deep within ourselves, deep within this practice. So, as always, if there's something that I say that doesn't necessarily resonate with your body, listen to you, listen to yourself, um, and feel free to do whatever your body's craving for. With that, let's go ahead and get started. Let's come to lie on our backs, Shavasana style, meaning legs are extended, arms are by your sides. They could be on your heart and your belly. And as we're getting here in this lying down position, I just want to go ahead and say that because we are filming, listen to my voice. Hopefully, I get you where you need to be. And and yeah, I'm going to be rearranging myself so that I can continue to see the screen. But just because I'm facing the screen doesn't mean that you need to be moving. You can stay exactly where you were so that we can just continue on the flow. In other words, I'll be moving around. And just because I am moving around doesn't mean that I am asking you to move around. Stay, linger, listen to the voice. And start to take deep, even breaths. In and out through the nose. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. We'll do that again. Inhale through the nose. Sigh it out. Again, inhale. Last one. Close your lips. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose. Reach your arms over your head. Full body stretch. And slowly start to bring your knees up to your chest. And you can curl yourself up here into the ball. You can bring your hands underneath your knees. Just squeeze your hands in there as you rock side to side. On your next breath in, reach your arms over your head, feet to the top of the mat. On your exhale breath, bring the knees back into chest. Curl up once again, ball, bringing your hands over the knees or under your knees, and just rocking side to side. We'll do that one more time. Using your inhale breath, reach the arms over the head, feet to the top of the mat. On the exhale breath, bring the knees in. We'll stay here, rocking. You can also widen the knees a little bit more into this mild happy baby. Step your feet down towards the ground. Keep the knees bent. And we'll start here with some bridge poses. Using your inhale breath, press the heels down to the ground. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Let's stay here, holding our bridge, lifting the hips even higher, squeezing the glutes. Keep pressing down on the heels. Slowly release the hips back down. We'll do that again. Use your breath in to reach up. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Good. Again. This time on your next inhale, as we reach up, let's stay here. Squeeze the glutes again. Really push down on the heels. Good. Release the hips back down. Windshield the knees side to side. This helps release any tension that you're feeling from this last bit of movement. Okay. Release the feet back down towards the ground. Everything is nice and flat. For this next up, I like to bring my hands underneath my hips, just sit on them there, my little support. You could also just keep the hands by your sides, knowing that that's going to give you a little bit more intense movement. All right, on your inhale breath, you're going to reach the legs up towards the sky. Stay, hold, pause for a moment. And on your exhale breath, slowly start to let the legs come down to the ground. Feet hover above the ground, so meaning they don't touch the ground. Inhale breath, reach them back up. Good. We're going to do this a few more times using your breath. Exhale, hovering. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hover. Good. Reach. Hover. Reach. Hover. Reach. Hover. Reach. Hover. Let's do that 2 more times. Last one. Bring the legs down. You can release the hands off your body. Coming back into those bent knees. Windshield wipe them side to side. All right. Bring your hands up towards the sky. Like if you're trying to reach something from right above you in the ceiling. Bring the feet up towards the sky. Good. All right. I call this dead bug. And just wiggle out your fingers, your toes, your ankles, your wrists. Maybe get a little cracks out there, which for me, that's always nice, especially when we do some yoga. It means the body's moving. We're starting to feel a little lubrication. Wiggle everything. Get loose. All right. Find stillness. Everything is pointing up towards the sky. We're going to take opposite hand and opposite foot into extension and then come back towards center, and we'll do it to the other side. Good. All right, let's keep going. Breath here. I want you to just focus on really breathing in and out. Doesn't matter what's in, what's out, as long as you're breathing. And if you start to get a little confused, oh my gosh, I'm doing the same hand, same leg, it's honestly, as long as we're moving and we're bringing everything extension and back towards the sky, extension, back towards the sky, we're working out that core area, which is, hopefully what's already starting to get nice and hot. I know mine is. All right. Go ahead and release everything back towards the sky. Bring the feet down, bring the hands down, and just windshield wipe them side to side. Okay. We're going to get out of our backs however you want. Some people like to come through a fetal position towards your sides. Other people like to come from the knees to chest and just rocking forward. So whatever you like to do will meet facing the front of your mat, hopefully facing me as well. You can sit cross-legged. Lately, I've been liking one foot in front of the other. You can also put a block underneath your hips so that there'll be a little bit of a inclination from hips to knee. And the hips are being a little higher than the knees. Gives you some release on the knees. You can also use a block, not a block, sorry, a blanket. All of a sudden, you see I lifted a little bit there. Okay, enough chatting. Back to our practice. Come to that easy seat, cross-legged, hands by your sides. Inhale, breath, reach up. Good. Exhale, down. We'll do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Good. Walk your left hand over to the right knee. Right hand reaches behind you. Take an inhale breath. Find your nice and long back, long spine. Exhale, twist to your back. Come back towards center. We'll take that on the other side. Right hand walks to the left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Using that inhale breath, lift the spine nice and tall. Exhale, twist. Come back towards center. Take an inhale breath, nice and tall spine. Exhale, fold forward. The head starts to come down to the ground. Doesn't have to touch. It's mostly the hips that are being opened right now. Come back towards center. Come back upright. And let's meet in a tabletop position. All right, so we're in tabletop, meaning that we are on our hands, we're on our knees. I like to bring a blanket underneath my knees just to provide some more cushion. Wherever you are, your back is flat. We're starting to be a little bit more mindful with the abs, that whole core area. We just worked it out when we were on our backs. So it should still feel, nice and strong. Let's control it by continuing to bring the low belly into the spine, kind of giving it like a little poof in action. You're punching it. All right. From here, take an inhale breath. Arch your back, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Do that again. Inhale, arch your back, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Good. Find your cow as you arch, lift the gaze. And your cat, round your back, chin to chest. Good. Let's do this a few more breaths, incorporating any little tiny movements that you want to do here. Maybe that's a little side to side, hip, hip, or you want to dip down, heels to the ground, hips to the ground. You can also come into this cobra-like back bends and then making your way back to that tabletop child's pose. Good. Just here, freestyling before we really start to get into those big poses. All right. We'll meet back in tabletop position. From tabletop, once again, really punch that belly in towards the spine. Everything gets nice and tucked in. Hands are pressing down on the ground. Let's go ahead and take the right leg, kick it back, and keep the toes connected to the ground first. Just shift your weight forward and backwards. Good. All right. From here, find stillness. Lift the feet off the ground. Foot, not feet, foot. Lift the foot off the ground. Keep the toes facing down to the ground. Stay here. And then lift your left hand. Good. We're here for the inhale breath. Exhale, bend knee, elbow towards each other. Good. Tucked. Inhale breath. Find that nice long line of energy. Exhale, tucked. Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, tuck. All right, we'll stay in this tuck position. Next inhale breath, we're going to cactus the left arm and open up the right knee. Good. Exhale, tuck once again. Keep doing that. Inhale, cactus and lift. Exhale. Last one. Good. Release the hand and knee back down. Rinse off with a full round of breath. Maybe you want to get into cat-cow, child's pose, coming off of the wrist just for a little second before we come back to tabletop position, and we do it on the other side. Now the left leg is going to kick back. Toes are going to keep connected to the ground, shifting your weight forward and backwards. All right, find your stillness. Lift the foot off the ground. Keep the toes facing down. Stay, remember that tucked in position on your core. Right hand's going to lift. Stay here. Exhale, tuck. Inhale. Good. Last one. Stay in this tucked position. Now we're going to cactus the right arm. Open up the left knee. Close it up as you exhale. Inhale. Do it again. Last one. Bring the hand and knee back down. Again, rinse out however you wish. And then we'll meet again in a tabletop position. From tabletop, I like to walk my hands a little bit forward, tucking those toes, lift the knees off the ground, send your hips high and back. We're in this downward facing dog. You were creating a V shape, an upside down V shape, with the point being your very, very low hip start of your bootay. And that's always wanting to be upwards, right? Good. Hamstrings here are probably saying, hey, good morning. Yes, good morning indeed. All right. I like to wobble here a little, maybe patting out, wiggling out everything here. Okay. And slowly start to walk your feet to the top of the mat, taking as many steps as you need until you've reached this forward fold position. First fold of this practice, I like to tower up my blocks. And towering up your blocks means that one is on top of the other. If we don't have blocks, you can always use books. You can always keep some books nearby, some, thick books. And the goal here of using props is so that the floor lifts up a little bit higher and you don't have to go reach so far down. So your hands are going to be placed here on blocks. And I like to heel toe my feet slightly wider than my hips. And just sway side to side. Let the back of the neck go. Crown of the head is parallel to those blocks. Bring your hands right above your knees. Keep them there. Take an inhale breath. Find a flat back. Exhale, fold. The belly drops down to those thighs. Keep the hands right where they are on top of those knees. Inhale, breath. Halfway lift. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands down. Start to heel to your feet a little bit closer together, keeping the knees bent. Slowly start to roll up to a standing position. Let the head be the last thing to untuck. Once you're there, feel any little wiggles that you need to do. Roll the shoulders forward and backwards. Puff up the chest to the sky. Take a little back bend here. I'm rearranging my mat, and just so that we can have some space here and get started on our sun salutations. So you're facing the top of your mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Feet are nice and grounded, meaning that everything is nice and flat. And I like to always keep my knees a little slightly bent here. Keep them bent so that we're activating our muscles, right? We're using our muscles to make us move versus just like using our bones to keep us there. Okay, so slight bend into the knees, really activate all these muscles. Squeeze on those glutes, squeeze on them. Take an inhale breath, lift the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, release them to your sides. We'll do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, take the hands down to the ground. Fold. Halfway lift. Next inhale. Plant the hands down. Step back into your plank pose. So you're in the top of a push-up. Hands are underneath your shoulders. You're on your toes. Everything is squeezing in towards the midline. On your next exhale breath, bring the knees down, bending into the elbows. Slowly make your way chest to the ground. Okay. Everything is nice and flat on the ground. You could extend those legs as far back as they can go. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Squeeze the elbows together. Take an inhale breath. Lift your head and chest. Good. Exhale. Fold back down. Do that again. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, find your tabletop. Coming back into those knees, hands and knees. And from tabletop, walk your hands slightly forward, tuck those toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Okay. We're here in this dog. A few more breaths. Next inhale breath, look to the top of the mat. Bend into the knees, take as many steps as you need to travel forward. We're in this fold, let the back of your head go. Take an inhale breath, find your flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, you reach up, slight bend into the knees. Exhale, bring the hands by your sides. Good. We'll do that again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach. Exhale, take the hands down, find your fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, start to bring the hands down, finding your way back into your plank pose. Hold this plank. Exhale, bring the knees down, bend into the elbows, make your way, chest, belly, everything comes down. Nice and flat, extend your legs, inhale breath, lift your head and chest. Cobra. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tabletop position. From table, make your way downward facing dog. All right. Next movement is going to look a little bit different. On your inhale breath, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Good. Get all the cracks out, bending into the knee, wiggling out the ankle, whatever feels good here. All right, re-straighten the leg. On the exhale breath, bring the knee into the chest and step the foot in between the hands. Hi, Gaga. All right, so the knee is still bent. You're more than welcome here to bring those blocks and place them underneath your hands. Okay, so our knee is bent. We're on the toes of the back foot. Stay here. On your next inhale, lift your arms up. All right, we're in this high crescent position. From high crescent, keep bending into the right knee and spin the back heel down. Open up, warrior two. Good. Our warrior two, things are going to start to change a little bit here. Now your feet are going to go wider apart. Those right toes, they're facing the front edge of your mat. So those toes are facing front, that knee is facing front, that right hand is also pointing to the front, and that left hand goes directly to the back. Good. Those back toes are nice and flat on the ground. We're here zipping everything up towards the midline, continuing to bend into the right knee, right? This is a nice quad engagement while we're also working our core and we're working out our arms. Look at that. So many things happening in just this one pose. All right, we're going to move. Your right hand's going to go up towards the sky. Release it back. We're reversing our warrior. Good. Come back to warrior two, and we'll do that again. Use your breath and lift up. Good. Back to warrior two. We'll do that one more time and lift it up. Good. Warrior two. Stay here. Find your warrior two nice and strong. And on the exhale breath, cartwheel the hands. We're going to cartwheel the hands to come back to that lunge. Bring the left knee down. Bring the right knee down. And we're back in this tabletop position. Here's where I'm going to pause and just give you a few options. This is a back to basics class, meaning that you are probably taking this because A, you haven't really experienced with yoga in a while or ever, and you want to get back into some movement. So I'm trying here to offer certain options. The option for you, if you feel like you've exerted yourself so much, stay in tabletop, or maybe come into that child's pose, keeping the knees bent, big toes touch, and fold down. Arms are going to extend. From your tabletop position, we're going to find plank. I like to walk my hands forward, tuck the toes, and boom, lift the knees, right? Stay here in this plank. On your exhale breath, bring yourself from high to low plank. This is called chaturanga. Tops of the feet are on the ground, hands are underneath your shoulders. We've done this before. Find your cobra, lift your head and chest. And then from exhale, tucking the toes, making your way back to that tabletop position, or going straight from cobra to downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, take your inhale breath, lift the left leg up towards the sky. Good. Wiggle it out. Get all the cracks out. Re-straighten the leg. Use your exhale breath. Bring the knee into the chest. Step the foot down and settle here. All right, if we're going to be using those blocks, you can always bring the hands to blocks. We're on the toes, we're on the ball of the back foot. On your next inhale breath, lift the hands to the sky. All right, we're here, taking a moment, really pressing down into that front heel, really bending into the left knee. We're going to spin the back heel down, opening up warrior two. Now we're in this warrior two on the other side. Here's where I'm going to move a little bit just so I can keep seeing the screen. You keep doing what you're doing, bending into the left knee, taking that wider stance that we need to find this warrior two. Left toes are pointing to the front of the mat. Left hand is doing as well. Right hand is pointing to the back of your mat. Everything is nice and firm into that midline. Really bending into the left knee. Wow, that quad. Yesterday I did a mega glute and leg work. And now we're here, really pushing on this lunge, and it's, let me tell you, I'm a warrior ass. Flip that left palm, reverse it back. Good. And your warrior two. Flip back again. Warrior two. Good. Reverse. Warrior two. One more. Reverse. Warrior two. Go ahead. Cartwheel the hands so that they're now facing, framing the left foot. Left foot's going to go back to meet with right. You're in this downward facing dog. Or we come to that child's pose, bringing the knees down. You decide. We can go from downward facing dog to that plank, high to low, meeting back in dog. That's where we'll meet back. Okay, downward facing dog. From here, go ahead and bring the knees down. You deserve it. We've done a lot now. Like I said, this is the back to basics class, meaning that I don't want to overexert anybody out here, including myself. As I mentioned, I did work out yesterday, so today my body should be more in like a recovery. So let's get there now. Bring the legs over to one side so that you come to a seat. And take the legs in front of you. And let's find a wide-legged pose. So we're now here in this wide-legged seat. You can take a block with you. I use it to hold on to it when we fold. So place it somewhere in front of you. Take an inhale breath. Lift up. And as you exhale, fold down, hinging from the hips, trying to reach towards that block. You can point and flex on the toes. You can see how that activates different parts of your legs here. Come back to an upright position. Bring the right knee in. We're going to take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, we're coming towards all those extended toes. So right hand is reaching over towards those toes. Top shoulder, roll it back, opening up the chest. Come back to an upright position, lifting the hands up towards the sky. Now the right hand's going to drop down. As the hand drops down, you're going to use your inhale breath and lift your hips off the ground. Take an exhale breath and slowly release everything down to the ground. And we'll do that now on the other side. Bend into the left knee. Take an inhale breath, reach up, hands to the sky. Exhale, we're hinging over towards those extended toes, meaning the left hand is reaching over towards those right toes. On the inhale breath, slowly start to reach up, hands to the sky. Exhale, left hand drops down to the ground. You're going to use that to lift your booty off the ground. And exhale, fold back down. Find a spot in the mat where when you lay back, you're going to be on your mat and not on anything else. You probably moved around a little bit. Sorry, that always happens in yoga. All right. Bend the knees so the soles of the feet are on the ground. Reach the hands out in front of you, keeping everything nice and tucked. We're going to slowly start to release our backs to the mat, but it's going to be like the slowest transition. So that means that the core right here, it's going to start to shake a little bit. It's okay, let it, because once we get down, that's it, it's over. And once you get there, you can release the hands and legs down. Give yourself a little bit of a shake, a wiggle, whatever feels good. Bend into the knees. Bring the soles of the feet back on the ground. And windshield wipe side to side. Okay. I'm going to give you a moment here to do whatever it is that you would like to do before we get to Shavasana. If that means that you're done and you want to go into Shavasana, go ahead and do that. But I'll give you let's see, I'll give you 5 breaths, 5 full long breaths to do what you got to do. If you're still working on anything, slowly start to make this the last bit. And meet us in a Shavasana. Legs extended, hands by your sides. Just like we started in class, we're going to end it here. I would like for everybody who's watching this to stay here for as long as you need. But, life happens and sometimes you just got to get somewhere quick. And I understand that. But I thank each and every one of you for allowing me here to be in your screen. And thank you for taking time out of your busy day, busy life to welcome me into this practice. And I hope that we can create something special out of this. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a good one.